Owning vacant land can truly be a rewarding investment. Vacant land can also have its hidden expenses. They might show up right away, sometime in the long run, and there's annual taxes and potentially property owners' dues to consider, not to mention tax benefits and cash flow and property maintenance issues that you have to consider yourself with. Not to mention that market conditions can change. Today, I'd like to talk with you about the 6 hidden costs of owning vacant land in Tucson. So today, let's talk about the first one, the annual cost. Now, purchasing vacant land itself might not be as expensive as going out and buying a house, let's say. But don't forget about the annual taxes. Depending on the location as well as the zoning of the land, the taxes might be just a few $100s or a few $1,000s. And if you hold on to that vacant land and don't do anything with it, you might end up paying double or maybe even triple what you paid for in the initial cost in annual taxes and really have nothing to show for it but the same old piece of vacant land. The second thing that you need to consider are homeowners association dues. Another potential expense is these property association fees, right? If you purchase land in a community with an association, these fees might be a few hundred or a few $1,000s a year. Now, depending on the type of community that you own the land in, the services that they provide and the amenities that they give you, well, you never know if it's going to be worth it. Also, keep in mind that there might be public utility expansion or other municipal projects that could be added to your annual tax bill that may or may not improve your land directly. Another thing to consider are the tax benefits. Owning vacant land here in Tucson is a nice investment asset, but it does have fewer tax benefits than owning a single-family home or maybe even a commercial property would. Since there's really no depreciation to claim on your taxes, that vacant land does not usually qualify for any type of homestead exemption on your tax assessment. Cash flow is another thing to consider, right? Another hidden cost of owning vacant land is a negative cash flow. You don't have a structure to rent out or to collect monthly payments on. And depending on the zoning of your vacant land, you might be able to recoup some of those annual taxes by using your vacant lot as extra rental space, right? You might want to consider purchasing property owner's insurance, if you do anything like this, however, especially if something happens to somebody on your property while moving or occupying on that vacant land, they might file a lawsuit against you. That would be a huge cost that you want to avoid. Obviously, the next one you want to consider is property maintenance. Now, owning vacant land can become costly to maintain, especially if your property is in a municipality with code ordinances. They might require you to keep your property mowed, or if you have a lot of trees, they're going to require you to clean up the underbrush to guard against fires. And if your vacant land really isn't in the best of areas, well, some dumping might occur on the property that would turn it into a miniature landfill. And this dumping ground might cause you to have code violations that would be costly to have you remove. Now, there might be unknown contaminants or toxic issues on this land that you're unaware of, but once discovered, well, it's going to be costly to clean up. And obviously, market conditions themselves. Owning vacant land for far too long is a huge mistake. If you buy your property while the market value is high and then hold on to it for a very long time, the value might actually decrease more than you expect. Depending on your purchase price, it might cost more than your annual taxes to hold on to it. Year after year after year especially. You could be losing hundreds and hundreds of dollars of market value every year. No matter what your situation is, if you own land here in Tucson, Arizona, call Karl Buys Houses at 520-403-6227 or use the link below and send me a message. Tell me about your property and we can talk about the hidden expenses of vacant land and what you can do about it. Thanks for paying attention to this message, and as always, I hope you have a powerful sales day. Bye-bye.